Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Family Business Podcast. We are in Scottsdale, Arizona today for episode 13. And today I have on the podcast, I got Adrian,
Vasquez.
and then was it Philo?
Philo.
I'm sorry, it's my fault. And I'm
Rio.
Yeah. Okay. We all just met. So literally just met.
Right.
Like crazy. We just set this up and then we're all here in the podcast. Like, let's go.
Right. Right.
It's awesome.
I mean, it's incredible.
Stepping into the unknown, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a funny story. Like, kind of like we're just talking in Discord. Like,
Yeah.
I see that you're in this area.
Right.
And they're like, hey, dude, and this was like 2 days ago.
Right.
And they're like, let's get on the podcast.
Right. Heck yeah, man.
It's crazy, like the world we live in and the technology, how it enables you to do stuff like this. And then this was like, obviously this isn't our studio or anything. It's just in the area.
Right.
Which I didn't even know stuff like this existed.
Yeah.
Where you could just roll up, throw in some headphones. And
almost every major city that I've been to has a place like this, bro.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. You could have a fucking podcast tour and connect with the business owners that own these places, right? I mean, that's always something.
For sure. So let's get tell me a little bit about your like what you guys do. Because I have no idea.
Yeah, no. Well, shit. Me and Real do a lot of marketing. I met Real at a Real Solar event, a Rise event, right?
Oh, okay.
That was lit. That was cool. That's kind of when I connected to some of your network. I went to the Adjust Pro offices one time for a training that Mike Schmelzer spoke at. Yeah. Yeah. So, I was there for that. Philo, met him on the same tip. We basically both affiliated ourselves with Real Solar and met in that way. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And how long ago was that when you guys all met?
What was that? Maybe a month. Yeah,
or so 2 months.
2 months ago.
Like
that. Yeah, I don't remember.
Right.
But, yeah.
That's crazy. And do you guys work for Real Solar, or what's the capacity that you're involved?
It's all partnership, man. It's all 1099 stuff, right?
Yeah,
so it's like, it depends on what you need Real Solar for, right? It's kind of like a multi-dimensional platform, right? Where it's like, yeah, you can sell solar through them, or you could just use them for training, or you could just use them for recruiting. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that all residential solar, or is it commercial as well?
Both.
It is. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
That's good to know, because I've been looking for someone to get some commercial solar from.
Yeah, that's actually, I talked to Philo about that last night. I was like, my guy does commercial fucking roofs. Let's put solar on those roofs and fucking make us all some money. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. I mean, because, a lot of the customers I got are storage.
Right.
So they have these, their whole business model is increased profit per square foot.
Yeah. Right.
So they got a roof with nothing on it.
Right.
Or some of them got like 5G towers on it. So you already know they're in that kind of mindset, though.
Right.
And I've already planted a seed before I even knew where I was going to get to solar. I mean, it can't be that hard. If I have a customer that wants it, someone's got to be out there willing to, give it to me.
They want to know about it. They don't know about it. You've already done business with them. That's kind of how we deal with. We work with a couple roofing companies out here, and just kind of make them some money and make us some money. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. That's cool.
Let them use our red lines. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because you'd be surprised what some of these companies, their red lines are. And I have a better red line than a freaking roofing company owner. It's like, how'd you get a 260?
What is a red line? I'm not sure exactly.
So a red line is basically what you'll be charging per kilowatt.
Wow.
Okay.
Right. So watt or kilowatt, however you do the math,
Yeah, for the system that you're putting on.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So basically, like, let's say you're putting a certain type of panel from a certain type of installer, right? They're going to charge you per watt, to do the entire deal, right? And everyone gives a different price per watt, and some lower red lines may be better, like you're dealing with a company in California and they're trying to give you this red line, but say their customer service may not be there. So now you have a customer who has solar panels on their roof, but no customer service to really help them turn it on or any of that type of process. There's been a lot of stories of customers like, oh, it's been 2 months and I've had solar on my roof. So you have to know who your installers are and why they're charging the price that they're charging.
Yeah, and I think that's like any business too. I mean, you probably deal with that. You know, people, pricing you, and then you're maybe a little bit more expensive, but you know you're going to do a better job, and then they end up going with the cheaper guy, and then you get what you pay for. So, same thing in solar, same pretty much across the board. I mean,
Gotcha.
so, yeah.
And so what did you do kind of before getting into that or starting to sell some solar?
So my background really, I would say, started in marketing. I come from a small town east of here. It's a copper mining town. My whole family are in the copper mines.
Okay.
I knew at a young age I didn't want to do that my whole life. So even though I did for a handful of years, but when I got out of that, I just was really marketing was fun for me. Learning, how to get people to buy stuff and things like that. That was enjoyable for me. So that's where I started. Started up a marketing agency some years back. Grew that. It was in medical marketing. Got really bored with that. Knew that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some more creative type stuff. Around that time, I got into like the influencer marketing stuff. So I started networking in there, meeting some, high net worth, high level people, influencers, and grew some relationships there. Got into that. I was able to do pretty well with that. From there, kind of segue into e-commerce. Did really well in that in a short amount of time, which was fun. And from there, I just started investing in other businesses, and that's kind of how I got into the roofing public adjusting game. I don't necessarily come from that background, but I'm a partner in that, and then solar as well.
Gotcha. How long you been doing like roofing, public adjusting kind of? Are you a public adjuster or do you?
Yeah, we're a licensed public adjuster.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's the way it works. So we started in solar first with one of my partners out in California. We were with a company that just really wasn't doing what they said they were going to do. So after about 4 months, I had already had an insurance business with a partner out here, but his whole background, he's the one that owns the roofing company. His whole background was door to door, all that. So I'm like, why don't we merge this together? He's an expert in that, and we brought a whole team out here, started doing solar out here. Not to say it's hard by any means. Well, I guess a little bit. So solar's tough. I mean, you're knocking doors, like you got people like, get the hell out of here. I don't want them talking to you. Is this solar right away? Is this solar? Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's.
Yeah, and it's tough in Arizona. It's definitely a saturated market. Now, by no means am I saying it's not a good market. It's just a saturated market. A lot of people out here. So, what we realized is, because we have door knocking teams for the basically public adjusting side, basically chasing the storms.
Yep.
It's a pretty easy sell. It's a pretty easy way to get in the door when you're basically like, hey, we'll get you a free roof basically from your insurance except for your deductible.
Right. So add in the solar in during that process.
So basically we get them to sign a claim, usually whatever it is, 2 to 3 weeks, whatever it takes. We get that claim bought, and then when we go in for, we call it the color appointment, they get to pick out their roofing color, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's basically when our closer's in there, and he upsells the solar. And we just find that it works a lot better. It's a lot easier, when you're walking into a house that you're invited into.
Yeah.
You got people that know you, like you, trust you already. You gave me a free roof. It's just a lot easier.
And they're all like, that's like the best offer ever. Like insurance work with roofing, like, hey, I'm just trying to help you out, get a new roof.
Yeah.
And like, because we do some of that, obviously. Like we get some hailstorms in Ohio. We've done some big jobs through insurance, like a couple $1 million jobs, and it's an easy sell normally, especially if you already know the person.
Yeah.
Like in commercial, but like that seems like I'm a customer of your guys's. I'm paying a $500 deductible, say, or whatever it is, and then getting a new roof, and then hey, by the way, we do solar,
Yeah.
and I don't know like what the average cost is for a house, but like $12,000 you get a roof and solar for 15 or 20, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it makes it easy too because of a lot of people don't want to pay their deductible. That's a kind of something that stops them. Well, it's like, all right, we'll roll your deductible into your solar loan.
Yeah.
And just make it easy. No money out of pocket. You
man.
get solar and a roof.
Boom.
It's like frictionless.
Yeah, and you save money on your utility bill.
Right.
So, I mean, you
Oh,
can't
yeah, get some
you can't
rebates
really
and
beat
stuff
that.
like that.
On top of that,
On top of the solar.
tax incentives and all that. So yeah.
What is like the average cost for I mean, obviously there's some big houses, little houses. Like how much of the roof area are they putting solar on?
How much of the roof? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it panels or is it like the actual solar shingle?
Out here, it's panels. So we're a Master Elite roofer with GAF.
Yeah.
Obviously, GAF. So we hopefully pretty soon, because they have the shingle solar.
They just kind of came out with it.
Yeah, so we're going to get access to that here pretty soon. We don't know too much about it yet. I know it's not quite as efficient as the panels, but there's people that don't like how the panels look on the roof. A lot of people.
Yeah.
The solid black panels obviously look the best. I'm sure you've heard that too, but they're not as efficient as the other panels. So it's just all what people want, and the aesthetic they're looking for. Sometimes it matters to them, and so we're looking forward to checking that product out too.
Sometimes the objection, like, I don't like how it looks, is I think it's a lie sometimes. I'm like,
Absolutely.
sometimes it's true, but sometimes it's a lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you kind of have to figure out whether it is or it's not.
Yeah.
Are you just saying that? What do you think about this house? Because I've seen some pretty high end houses with solar on it, and it just makes it look chic, modern, things like that. You know what I mean? So, there's a way of painting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I got into the marketing space, bro, because I was a painter, I was an artist, I was a poet, I would write scripts, I would write stories, and then that was my natural development into this,
Nice.
But, yeah.
And you're not from Phoenix, right, originally?
No. Santa Barbara, California.
Santa Barbara. Gotcha. Yeah. And how long were you out there?
12 years, bro. 12 years, yeah. So that was my first 12 years. And it's interesting to me, right? Because I grew up and I started realizing, like, okay, I'm seeing these studies, like the first 7 years, the first 12 years of a child's life it primes them to be who they're going to be when they're older, right? And looking back, I definitely agree with that. You know what I mean? Because it was like I'm around business, and because my father was around business. You know what I mean? And that's why I was like, oh, family. I wasn't necessarily part of that business, but I spent my summers in those warehouses, those HQs, and you know what I mean. So it's like, and even when my dad was doing work on the side, I'm delivering shit with him, things like that. So I got a sense of entrepreneurship very early on, and even though my dad didn't have that title on it, he was just an immigrant working. You know what I mean? So to me, it didn't start. The hindsight 2020 didn't really start until I was like 19, 20. And that's when I started taking business more serious, right? Like before that, I did other businesses, like illegal businesses, right? And then obviously those had consequences. So a change of life happened, and it was like, dude, like you had this amazing upbringing, and you've always had these big dreams. Why not start to take that seriously? Anything's possible. You've seen this company, this startup, Shorty's skateboard company, go from fucking just a hardware manufacturer fucking trying to sell that shit to the borders to a full-blown fucking operation. You know what I mean? And that excited me, right? So it's like, how can I get a brand that's that fucking cool? You know what I mean? Yeah. And so when I heard you say that marketing and medical bored you, I was like, dude, I agree. Like, there's certain industries that are boring, and you want to get more creative, and you want to fucking be like, how cool is this shit, though? You know what I mean? And for sure, bro.
Well, like it's what you said with Shorties, and that's kind of when you say that, I know like, all right, this guy's like the real marketer, because that's how I look at everything. So, you know, I'll see a business and I'll immediately start like, how can I make this better? What could I do, you know, to make this better, this business better, make, you know, more profitable, better marketing, better, whatever it is. And that's how I see the world. Basically, everything I look is like, how can I make that better? And so yeah, that's cool.
Fuck yeah, bro.
For sure. I mean, even like, because like roofing, you wouldn't think maybe is that sexy, right?
Right.
But
I never imagined I would be in roofing.
Ben said, but.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's some real profitable companies, and it's a real lucrative industry. It can be, if you know what you're doing, and you know you're still providing a really good service, a needed service, taking care of people, and if you do them things, you have money left over to do some marketing, and it's real crazy because like there's some roofing companies that are NASCAR sponsors, that are, you know, the official roofer of NFL teams, and like to me that's great. But when you're talking about like a younger company or like trying to stretch your dollars, you know, you really got to look at social media and targeted ads and things of that nature. And that's where you got to get creative, because you got to be more contextual with what you're doing instead of shotgun or in a NASCAR.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
I believe in a buckshot. Yeah, I believe that it's not about which one. It's about why not both.
Well, yeah, of
Right.
course.
Like shoot the buckshot, hit some snipers straight, contextualize it straight to the person that it's supposed to reach. You know, and I believe in doing all methods if you have the budget for it. But if you don't have the budget for it, you better find out who your most likely buyer is. Yeah. You better find out where they are and find out how you're going to get them on that page. Right. But for sure. But you came over here with that Gary Vee knowledge straight from the conference, straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's the reason I started the podcast.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. And then, you know, like I told him about it, and he's all about it. He loves the idea.
Fuck
and
yeah.
you know, hopefully one day I'll get him on. You know, I haven't asked yet. I've talked to him, but I don't want to. I'm not ready to ask. I'm like on episode 13.
Fucking ask him, bro.
Well, if I
Fucking ask him, man.
I ask him now, he'll be like, "What episode you on?" And I'll be like,
Yeah.
Like 13.
Yeah,
Like,
tell him who gives a fuck, bro.
he'll be like,
come on, man.
it'd be like, you know, episode 500. You can have me on.
I feel that, you know, but I just don't,
I'd rather get his dad on though first.
that'd be dope.
His dad's pretty
Oh,
sweet.
man,
Sasha's
come on, man.
good.
Yeah, dude, yeah. And he's got an Instagram now, right?
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
dad
he
does?
does.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
hit him
'cause
up. What do you mean?
When I was at there's a conference in Minneapolis called VCon, the first one he put on, and there's this giant line to talk to Gary Vee. Like all these people, they're crazy, like cutting the
Did
line.
you buy one of his NFTs to get there?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
Nice.
And like everybody's in line, man. These people are going crazy, nuts. Like the Beatles are here or something, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not waiting in the fucking line to talk to Gary Vee. Like, you know, I don't want to do it like that.
Right.
And then I see this guy, it's Sasha's dad's walking around. He's got like a liquid death water. Just no one's talking to him.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that's Sasha. I was just going to talk to him. Exactly. So I'm like talking to Sasha. And it was a really good conversation talking about family business because, like, you know, obviously he worked with his son.
Right.
And everybody else is just waiting in this giant line. It was just like,
that's amazing, bro.
man. And he was standing right next to the line.
Yeah.
Right.
He's just like, whoa, look at this stuff. Like, it's crazy.
When you clip this part, tag Gary Vee on it, bro.
Yeah.
Or tag his dad in it. You know what I mean? That's
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm a customer of Wine Tex, so that's his
Nice.
dad's thing that he loves.
right. So that's what Wine Library turned into, correct?
Well, it's still Wine Library, but like one of the services they text you every day, like with the deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you do you have Wine Text, do you?
No, I follow Gary strongly though. So
Okay, cool. So what do you think about like kind of his? So you're in marketing as well then?
yeah.
So what's like some of the best nuggets you've heard from him over the past, you know, a couple months or year? He's pretty consistent.
Yeah, he's just pretty relevant in the topic of communication and where the attention is. So it's forever changing. But he's done a good job of just staying relevant, you know?
Yeah, he recently did say the platform, like the importance of the platforms are changing. Like obviously they're always, but I think he moved like Facebook up to like number 3 on his list, which is it was like number 7.
I've seen that. I seen that from a long ways, bro. 10 years ago, I was like, yeah, everyone's burnt out on Facebook, but they already have the monopoly on it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like when it's gonna come back around and it's gonna be even bigger. It's like now that's starting to happen.
Yeah,
so that's
for sure.
crazy, right?
Yeah, with the groups and well, I mean, like the people who are on the platform now, they're older. Right.
Yes,
and they're actually reading the content. They're not
right.
just scrolling like
right.
a TikTok every
right.
7 seconds. You know,
right.
they're actually like reading, and then and it's hard to know it's an ad, really, just kind of in your feed. So, those are good stuff.
Yeah, those are the best ads, ones that look organic.
Right. Yeah, they still give me sometimes. I'm like, oh, it's an ad.
Yeah, yeah. It's rare though. That type of that level of ad is not necessarily common in the ad space. Like, go to your Instagram right now and then look at the ads. You know what I mean? Like, okay. If we're talking about like that organic style ad, sure, that's everywhere. But for you to feel like it's not an ad, that's not everywhere. You know what I mean? And so how do you do that? Sometimes you have to make it feel that, right? Like for the people who were actively looking for that service, it has to pop up like, yo, this is the offer, this is what we do, or maybe some subject matter around it. But still click on the link to get a free quote or whatever it is like that, you know? But how do you funnel them from a more organic place? I believe podcasts are that.
Yeah.
Because you could fucking talk about roofing and people's perceptions of roofing and solar and all that stuff like that, and it's being done from this fucking, you know, in person. Yeah. We're mostly dressed casually, like, you know, we're not at your door trying to sell you something, and then you talk about that relationship between homeowners, and you know, you could say anything in it, right? I mean, you could say how you really feel. I mean, I wish they were a little nicer. I wish they would give us a chance to actually show them this. Yeah. And if that was the beginning of the funnel, the top of the funnel, the content, the creative, perhaps they would be willing to go more further into the conversation, because it's not fucking Jim with his fucking shit on top trying to pitch him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's like Gary's thing, you know, you got to make that content. That's your top of funnel brand recognition. If you're not doing that, and even if you're a roofing company, even if you're a water bottle company, like look at Liquid Death, they came out of nowhere,
right?
And all they are is water. They're selling the same thing in this, like it's just the same shit, but it's a movement. It's, you know, trying to get rid of plastic. Like, you know, they know who to target, younger individuals. I mean, people are buying cases of this stuff, literally cases of water.
Yeah.
From, I don't even know where they make it, Texas or something, shipping it up to Ohio or wherever. My brother bought one, and then drinking it when you can get water everywhere. Like, think about it. You can get water anywhere. If you can like sell water to people with a strong message, you could probably sell roofing.
Water's a fucking good business, bro.
It is, yeah.
You know?
It's the cost, right?
Especially in Arizona,
man.
Oh yeah,
straight up at the events, you could rack up a good, 10 piece.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing about Liquid Death is it kind of looks like an alcoholic drink a little bit.
I'll be honest with you. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago. I was watching a podcast on YouTube. I thought it was alcohol, and then someone said it was beer, and I'm like, no way. I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Well, that's because me and my brother were in Key West, and the guy rear-ended us, and we had Liquid Death, which, you know, was just water, obviously, sitting in the cup holder. And he's like, "You guys are drinking?" Like, no, this water.
He's like, I got you guys.
This is water, dude. It's not. We're not drinking. You rear-ended us. Right. Are you drinking?
Right. Dang. So this just a couple weeks ago this happened?
No, this was last year.
Okay.
When I was down there, the guy on a motorcycle, he hit me.
Right.
You know, I thought I was not going to be good. He like owned a construction company. I'm like, all right, you know, it's cool. And then like he tried saying I hit him, and then it was like a big thing, like a lawsuit. But it all, like, I had pictures and video of him talking about it. So like I didn't have to pay anything. And Florida's a no fault state, so you have to pay. Both people have to pay. Doesn't matter. But like, since he was lying about it, he had to pay everything. So
Sheesh.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good lesson not to lie.
Speaking of Florida, did you guys go over there and help some people out with the roofs, commercial roofs for Irma?
No, we did not.
Okay.
No, we were asked to, but it's just like
it's too
shit
messy.
Show, man. It's
it was.
I mean, we have enough stuff going on in Ohio, and we go to Pennsylvania, we go up to like Buffalo, New York, we go to St. Louis, Missouri. We
Nice.
go to Illinois, Kentucky, West Virginia. So like it's like there's so much going on already.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, if you're in a good position to do something like that, like you could take advantage of it, make some good money.
Right.
But there's a lot of like obviously when it comes to storm chasing and stuff, there's a lot of slimy stuff going on.
Oh, 100%. That actually worked out. I don't know if you say opposite, but kind of opposite for us. So we deal with a lot of insurance companies. Like they'll pass us jobs, and a bunch of the companies here up and left to go to Florida.
Right.
So these insurance companies didn't have anybody to
Yep.
send the jobs to. They already send us some, but they're like, well, we ain't got nobody, so they sent us all the jobs.
Wow.
So that worked out well for us.
Nice.
Yeah, see, so like
Imagine that.
same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's chasing this shiny object.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Right.
So, what are some things you guys are excited about right now? Like in anything, it could be water.
And anything, bro. Dude, shoot, man, change, bro. I feel like the past has compounded and reached a certain point where massive amount of change is happening, at least in my life and everyone that I seem to come across. So it's kind of cool to see that. But yeah, man, change. That's what I'm excited about and embracing it, right? Like even on the way here, like, dude, I do podcasts and I go on different people's podcasts and stuff, and usually I'm very calm about it. You know what I mean? And then like this one just felt very unknown because it's never like I had never seen your face,
Right.
Things like that. And then
Yeah, my avatar is like a bumblebee.
yeah, right.
Who is this guy?
Right. And in my head, I'm like, he could be 53. I don't know. You know what I mean?
you never have no idea.
Yeah, you never have no idea. But I've been reading Dr. Joe Dispenza's book. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with
No,
him.
I'm not.
Bro, look him up. It's crazy what's going on over there. And I've been reading it, and I feel like my life is like at the part of the book that I'm reading.
Really?
Yes. So it's like that's what I'm excited about the most is stepping into the unknown and seeing what manifests from that and just being proactive in that for sure.
And when you say like unknown, do you mean unknown as far as like uncomfortable, or unknown is like you just don't know? Sure.
It could be about not being comfortable. Doing unknown shit makes you uncomfortable. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure, it is about being uncomfortable and doing things you've never done before, talking to people you've never talked to before. I believe it is about that. You know what I mean? And building from that. Yeah.
What about you guys? Anything you're excited about right now?
Yeah, I'm just excited. I seem calm, but I'm very excited. We got a lot of things going on. We building sales teams, expanding this marketing company. We got a Super Bowl contract for 300 guys to do security. There's a lot going on in a lot of different directions. But I'm just excited. It's the end of the year. It's the end of a chapter and a new beginning. I'm very excited. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I would say it's been kind of honestly a crazy year for me. I have some like new partnerships, and in those partnerships, we're all alphas. We're all we all know our own thing. We want to go get after it. We all have different levels of experience, and it's been in terms of that, like being fully aligned has been difficult. It's been rough this year. In terms of that, and I feel like we're at a point right now, probably literally in the last 2-3 weeks, where it's like we're finally all getting aligned for the goal, and it just feels different. We feel it, and we've been thinking and talking about doing some big things. First of the year, we're moving into Utah. And we're going to be expanding a lot in 2023, most likely into Texas as well. So that's exciting, but it's overall right now, like our goal is building. I say companies because we have multiple companies, but building the companies to sell, and that's what we're looking at. It's kind of a different mindset when you look at it that way. Making sure everything's on point. Because when these companies come in, when you go out for sell, I mean, they're going to tear you apart. They're going to tear everything apart,
Yeah.
make sure everything's on point. And so yeah, I'm excited about that. We're all aligned. We have a goal. We met randomly at an event we went to, I don't know, a month ago. This guy named Casey, and he was in PDR. I don't know if you know PDR, paintless dent repair.
Okay.
Just randomly, it's a different business, but it's kind of insurance based too. So we kind of all connected on that, and he basically, so it was an event at this. It was a big ass house we were at, dope house in Scottsdale. Like we were like, this place is clean. It's about like a $4 million house. So we're just like, I wonder who owns this, whatever. And then we just happened to meet the guy, started talking to him, and he basically ran up his PDR company in Colorado in a 4-year period and sold it off for 10 figures. And
Wow.
that just kind of like was like, all right, man. So we had him come over, kind of talk to us. He said he's happy to do some consulting for us and really dial that in, what it looks like, what we need to do, and so we're on point when it's time to sell. So that's exciting. Yeah. That's the stuff I like. We're also stacking cash right now to start buying other businesses, and that's something that's exciting for me as a marketer. I've been watching a lot of, I know you guys do, but Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of his podcasts, which I think are probably one of the most valuable marketing podcasts out there. And just how he thinks and how he does it. And it's like, so we're looking, for other service, home service businesses right now. Doesn't have to be roofing, whatever, but how we can basically bring those in and then, leverage their lists or whatever and cross sell all our products and just build an empire basically.
Yeah. When you're looking to sell a business, obviously you got to have, you say they're going to tear you apart. It's because they want to see it run without you, really.
Exactly.
It's got to have a process. People got to know what they're doing, what's expected of them, and that's hard to do. To get that working, to get that installed.
Yeah, and that's where we're at. Like we're
especially when you have a bunch of guys that are like headstrong.
Yeah, I mean, luckily we got some of like our CEO Dan. He is very good at that, and he did have a very strong foundation when we came in. Mm-hmm. But we're still dialing all that in right now. But yeah, and that's kind of where when I came in, it's like, look, I don't want to say not a real company, but in a sense, you're not if you're just a door-to-door company. Because if say a private equity company came in and bought you, and then your whole team leaves, like your business is gone,
right?
Like that. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm coming in right now, and with the SEO and building everything out, the Google, everything, making sure that we're a real company. We have incoming calls because they've never had that before. They've just been straight outbound. So yeah, we're working on the whole inbound and getting all that dialed and. We've got a lot of partnerships with other big roofing companies out here, and they're sending us work. We got basically a partnership program. They'll send us their jobs that have damage that maybe we can do the adjusting and get insurance to cover it. And
that's a good way to do it. Partnerships. Yeah. I mean, you're right because I run a family company, own it with my 3 cousins. We just bought it from my dad and my uncle. Nice. Commercial roofing, and we did 8 million last year, 12 this year. And the reason we were able to grow 50% is because most of our business is reoccurring. It's like it's old customers, repeat, referral. So like 80% of it every year is normally that. So we were able to basically pour gas on the fire and then do, 50% more without really killing us too much. We got through it. We got through all the work. It was a lot. It was a lot, but what isn't?
Right.
So, I mean, if you can get that reoccurring where you get some inbound, I mean, that's when private equity, that's when they're licking their chops, looking at stuff like that.
Ain't nothing like inbound leads.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Straight 100%.
Up. So
you don't have to be that good at sales sometimes if it's all inbound.
Dude.
You just got to call them back.
But,
right?
Or be there when they call.
Or be there when they call.
Right. Yes, it's a little bit easier when it's inbound, but there's still a lot of fall off from lack of sales skill.
Well, yeah, you got to qualify.
You know what I mean? Well, yeah, qualifying the customer is one thing, but or is that what you're talking about, or the sales rep?
Well, no, I'm talking about the customer because like you could waste a lot of time dicking around with some
Right.
guy that has no intent of buying if you really
Right.
don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You could end up going out giving a whole proposal, spending 2 days of labor
Right.
as a sales guy when if you would ask 2 questions on a
Right.
phone call, you would have not done that.
100%.
Which the only reason to say that is because I've done that.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah, we all have.
I think
I mean, because everybody could tell you like, hey, you qualified, but then once you are new and you get like, oh, this could be a sale, like, oh man,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So then you learn real quick.
I get I like to get the customer invested, right? So like involved with the process, that's like maximum engagement, right? Like
Yeah.
when we were getting inbound leads at the tattoo shop in San Antonio, I would tell them like, yeah, can you send me a picture of the area?
Yeah.
Boom. Now, they're sending me that picture. Now I'm like, okay, can you send me an example of the style that you want? And then boom. All right, now, cool. Now the artist said that they'll see you. They have to size it. Can you come in? Now they
Yeah.
come in, and then when they come in, take that engagement further because you have to know like how people, be in the customer's shoe, and this applies for all industries, right? So be in their shoe. They come in, it's a freaking tattoo shop. It's a little intimidating. People are like already focused, being artists and tough. You know what I mean? And then they come in and they're like the impulse to say, oh, okay, and then thank you for the price and be gone.
Yeah.
That impulse is very high, right? So how do you take that impulse away? You bring them in all the way. So now that we've greeted them, first of all, I don't even let them, if they were just a walk-in, I get all their contact info first before I even do anything, right? But then I walk them in to the shop, introduce them to every single tattoo artist while they're working, bring them all the way back to the lounge and be like, this is where you're going to wait. That your friends and family can wait here as well while you're getting tattooed. Bop, 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 bop. Make them feel real like it's familiar already. Why would you go
Want
anywhere
anything
else?
to drink?
Yeah.
Right. Why would you go anywhere else? You already know this shop.
Yeah.
Going to another shop is now going to be another scary experience.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So if you made them feel comfy and connected enough on the first experience, then that's a good thing. That's how you blend digital incoming with like physical efforts. Like, what is your best sales practices when the baton gets passed from digital to now they're in front of you?
Yeah, and especially like you weed out some people that if you can't even send me a picture where you want a tattoo, like you're not that serious.
Right.
So, and if you can't send me a picture of the style you want, you're not that serious.
Right. 100%.
And then you could waste your time with them people
Right.
on the phone for
and
10
that's
minutes.
And that's like the same thing with you guys, right? Like you can't tell me what kind of roof you have, or you can't send me a picture of it. You might not want this that much, right?
Yeah, and we're like to the point now where I've been thinking, because I've had a couple customers that just been a pain in the ass this year, even with the qualifying stuff. So I'm like, how do I get rid of that? And I think what it's going to come down to is just charging them money before I go out.
Wow.
Like literally, it's like if you can't pay me $250 to run out, give you an estimate,
think
I
you're
write up a
serious.
proposal, like you're not my type of customer.
Right.
And like, cause like we do a lot of, we're in the whole Midwest. So like sometimes some local stuff, like 30 minutes away, an hour away, it's, like, I'll just run over there, and then it's just a waste of time, man. And you only got so much damn time and you're running around for this lady and like, it's just a lot of work. It's just frustrating. So I'm like, I'll just charge them $250. Hey, I'll give it to you back when we do the job. Like if
Right.
it's a $10,000 job, I'll only charge you $97.50.
Right.
So like if you can't give me $250, do you really want a new roof?
Right.
Yeah. 100%, man.
So like I'm like right there. And I know companies that do it and it works.
Yeah.
So
No, that's actually similar to the deposit that's left at the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Right? Leave a deposit if you're serious. This is a 4-hour piece. It can't be done today. Thank you for coming in. You met the
Yeah.
whole staff. You're nice and cozy now. And it's easier to close on that front end deposit than it is to close on the entire deal. And then if the front end deposit is not refundable, now they keep them committed to the deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a good process for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
for sure. Anything else, man?
What are we talking about? Right?
What are we talking about, man?
There's serious shit in the world going on.
There is some serious stuff.
You know what I mean?
Well, what about this Super Bowl thing you guys got going on?
Yeah.
Like, how'd that develop?
Dude, it developed through solar.
Through solar.
We met the fucking owner of the security company who has had a Super Bowl contract with the players for the last 12 years. We knocked on his door.
Nice.
And you know
To
we're straight
sell 'em
killers,
solar?
bro. We're straight. We're the guys fucking developing the team, but we're out there fucking setting a territory for them. And we knock on this freaking door, and it's the owner of the fucking this security company. He's been in security before. Boom, started connecting. He was like, dude, I need fucking 500 guys. And then he was
yeah,
like,
we
dude.
got 500 guys, right?
And he was like, I can have you 50 tomorrow. He was like, 50? He's like, you bring me 50, I'll give you a $2 an hour for each person.
Really?
Well, we said, oh, we did the math on 50, and it's 4 hours 4 weeks of work, but 12-hour shifts, and then basically, some fall off and some other stuff, bringing down to 2 weeks of actual work, and then the hourly on that. And we're like, oh, okay, this is a really nice contract. So we just fucking hammered. Like, we got fucking 100 guys in 5 days, and it was like, we went nuts, bro. You know what I mean? Used every resource.
Was that was for a different event though?
No,
Or that was okay.
that's for the Super Bowl.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like like he gave you a different event to see what's up.
No, straight to the Super Bowl.
Straight to the Super Bowl.
Straight to the Super Bowl, bro. Yeah, that was lit, man. So yeah, and we were we're like at 2:30 now, 2:40 or something like that.
So you guys need guys still.
No.
No,
It's cut.
you're done.
It was the deadline.
Correct. There was a deadline,
Gotcha.
and that's because these guys got to get fucking cleared, bro.
Yeah, you can't just have
And
someone
if
rolling up.
FBI clearing them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? NFL certified. Like, damn. I was like, when I seen that contract, I was like, okay, that's what's up. Let's go.
Where'd you find guys? You go to like the National Guard Armory or something?
Everywhere, bro. I sent messages out. I posted on social media. I did a zipper.
Is it in
Zip
Phoenix?
Recruiter campaign.
The
He was
Super Bowl?
Glendale. Yeah.
Glendale.
he murdered fucking Scottsdale Fashion Square. Got like 100 dudes straight out of there. You know what I mean? And that was like 3 days in a row, just fucking murdering the same spot. But yeah,
good idea.
Guerrilla
different
marketing.
efforts. Guerrilla.
Marketing. Yeah.
For sure. I mean,
You
you just
know.
got to do shit sometimes.
Right.
Figure it out factor.
Right.
See, exactly.
Yeah. And follow up.
And follow.
Follow up, bro, because we had to call these kids to get them in the freaking office. You know what I mean? Because they said yes, they were with their buddies, like Super Bowl, bro.
yeah,
like
we'll do
fuck
it.
yeah, we'll do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, take my number down. It's it's a low buy-in.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we call them and it's like, oh, bro, I haven't gone yet. Well, the deadline is on Monday, baby boy. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go in tomorrow. Can you go in tomorrow? And just follow
sure.
up, bro.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be always head on a swivel for stuff like that because you guys weren't there for security.
Yeah.
Right.
But you guys can do stuff. You can get stuff done.
We've both been in different businesses, bro. And that accumulated experience is now like really helpful because it's like I'm a walking money machine. You know what I mean? Like
Money printer. That's kind of
100%, bro. Like I can go somewhere and I'm randomly, I don't know, just say at a barbecue and say they're saying they need to sell their house. They're doing bad. They, I don't know. I don't freaking know. What if that's what they say? Well, fucking, I got investors that'll buy that today, and I get fucking a cut out of that.
Yeah.
So like there's nothing I can't say no to. You're an influencer and you're an athletic influencer. Surprise, I'm a marketer. You know what I mean? I can fucking blow you up. Give me 4 weeks with you. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. So it's like now you can bring value at all times. I know that kind of steps away from the traditional like have your niche, right? But when you get good enough at organizing all the subject matters, knowing where some of those combine, and you having a clear identity of yourself, which this is a recent revelation for myself. My identity has been in many places throughout my life, right? So recently, well, my Instagram handle is Be About People.
Yep.
Right, and I changed that a couple years ago, it used to be strictly business, right? And a little play off Bitcoin and a little play off of my mindset. But I changed it to be about people because I've been around a lot of businesses and a lot of leaders, and I've seen employees or people who are under these leaders not necessarily getting the treatment that they should. And anytime I come into a business, that's one of the main things that I try to look at. Is like, did you know that your sales process is actually affected by your relationship process with the sales rep? Mm-hmm. Like, it is connected to that. And then when we can figure out at what communication points we can change that, then we can, refresh this system and things like that, But I'm kind of getting off track. But the identity, right? So being able, I brought it down to one word. So I niched it, and it was communication, right? Where in this business, whether it's HR, marketing, advertising, PR, like where in this business are all those places communication is being had? Mm-hmm. How do we identify how to communicate best in every single one of those parts? Because that's going to be the determining factor of the success, the creativity, and the dynamic within the company.
Well, yeah, because like you say, it's kind of broad, but really, it's kind of all the same shit.
Yes.
Like all them stuff you guys are doing, it's kind of the same stuff. It's the same skill sets. It's the same subject.
That's what
communication's everything.
Right.
So like when you have that skill, like if your skill's culinary, you're not gonna be able to do stuff. But when your skill's communication, you got a tool belt, man. So you can kind of you're a little bit of a chameleon.
Right.
So I think that's pretty sweet.
Right. An all-in-one stop business growth expert thing. Right. Like, yeah.
I mean, to me, yeah, you're saying all that, but to me, it still breaks down to you're a marketer,
right?
Because everything needs marketing.
Right.
So to me, I think you're still in your lane, dude.
Yeah,
you're doing what you do. So,
right.
And I know sometimes, I'm probably a lot older than all you guys. I've been through that, like identity, like what do I do? I don't even know what I do. Like I'm out here just kind of like doing my thing and dabbling here and there, whatever. But what do I do? And it took me a while to kind of, narrow it down to like, I'm a marketer, and a marketer to me, we could do anything, dude.
Right.
And we have value in every business, whether, it's ownership or just helping that business grow or whatever it is. But yeah, dude, marketing, that's the dopest job, you ask me, dude.
In the fucking world, bro. Straight up. Yeah. And I know you got an itch for it. That's your involvement in the company, correct?
Yeah, I do a lot of operations still because we're still growing and figuring some stuff out. But like, I love the marketing part of it. Right. I'm getting better at the communication, like breaking through barriers, like where you're uncomfortable. Because I grew up in a rural area, like farmland, like we farm, so like you just kind of worked. There wasn't a whole lot of interaction with like different cultures and stuff like that. Right. It's like all my family, like legit, not even in a town. Like it was like there was no post office where I was. It was like so like growing through that takes a little bit of time. So I'm trying to understand that. But yeah, I love doing that stuff because marketing, as Gary Vee says, is remarkable sales if you do it right, and that's how you get inbound. Right. That's remarkable sales. You don't have to be out there beating every door trying to maintain your level because you have to sell so much because you have overhead. You have them leads coming. And that's where your business becomes valuable. That's where, and luckily I'm in a family company where that's what my dad and my uncle did. So I have the luxury of understanding this. But like I also started a commercial cleaning company back in the day, and I was cleaning all sorts of toilets and all sorts of stuff when I was in college. Right. And, so like I failed at business, and I understand like how much better it is. This is. Yeah. Like, this is a lot better this way. Like, cause I was cleaning like Walgreens floors for $80, and they're like, hey, if you clean each bathroom, we'll give you $7.50 each bathroom. And I'm like, well, I'm already fucking here. Like, let's throw on the bathrooms, Right. So like that humbles you a little bit doing stuff like that,
100%.
So yeah, man. I mean,
But it's also about the experiences and you know, about building your story through that. Like
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard. Sometimes people are just like, man, you know, especially when you're in the hard times, it's like, this shit sucks, man. This is not fun. It's hard to see, you know, the story that you're building outside of that. And you know, I'm 41. I've been through a lot of down and outs, like a lot. And I took kind of the long road to entrepreneurship. You know, and it was, you were at that event. You were at the Real Solar event. Yeah, like, so John Malat,
Right.
he's a very good friend of mine, actually a partner of mine now, but he was the first person, the first mentor that like I allowed in my life.
Right.
And it took, you know, a huge downfall of, I had a partner, things fell apart. I kind of got screwed in that deal. Thankfully, I didn't have to sell or lose my house, but I had to sell my family house. You know, my kids, everything. Move my wife, and my kids back into my parents, and I was in my 30s. Like, that's tough. Like, that's not easy. And but it took that to finally get out of that. Like, I can do it all. I do it all myself. I'm gonna figure it all out myself, and that's why I took the long road. And you know, I found John. You know, we connected. Took a while, you know, and that's also where I learned how to build strong relationships. You know, I wasn't trying to go in there and like, you know, hammer it and you know, because he's got a lot of guys reaching out to him all the time. You know, like, dude, I could help you do this, I could help you do that. And most people, like probably most all of them, don't do anything. And you know, I just let that relationship build organically and take that take its course. And you know, we became good friends and we partnered on some stuff, and then it was through a partnership that normally we started a mentorship program. It's called Empire Builders. At the peak of it, we had like 800 people in there. Damn. And what's crazy about it is like, normally I would be a guy who's paying for that program. You know, I'm paying a pretty penny for it. But I just built a relationship, got to be a partner in it. So I literally got mentorship from this guy for 2 years in that program. For free, basically. And that was like the most life-changing stuff for me. And it was, I tell a story, it was somewhere between 13 and 15 months, I don't remember, but 13, 15 months after our partnership is when I made my first $1 million. And it just worked. Ever since then, dude, like, I believe in that so much. Like, that's everything to me. Like, mentorship, dude, is everything. Find somebody who's doing what you want to do, and I don't care what you got to do. I don't care if you got to pay them. I don't care. You know, you got to work for free for them. Yeah. Whatever it is, do it, and it'll change your life.
Well, why do you think some people, they look at like mentorship and as like unnecessary? Is it because they just are close-minded, or what do you think?
I think there's a lot of things, man. I think some people have that kind of like I can do it myself. Like, what are they going to teach me? Kind
Is that
ego?
Well, yeah. So ego and pride.
Right. Ego and pride, and then already like that's the first kind of thing. But then it's like, wait, I got to pay this guy how much to get this? And it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. But it's like when you look at the return on investment, I don't care if you spend $100,000 on it. And I know a lot of people that do that.
Yep.
It's like your return on investment is massive. And, you know, kind of a little bit what you were saying, to me, it's like, and I got this from John too, but it's like, you want to make more money, like shake more hands. And that has served me probably more than anything else that I've ever done. And I'm an introverted person. Like, I don't necessarily like, and I think that's why it took me so long to allow somebody into my life like that to kind of guide me, mentor me. But that's such a powerful thing to do. And now that's like part of my main position in my companies is building those relationships and that can, you know, potentially we can add value to and get value back.
And I think as you were talking, I thought of this, is a lot of people, they look in ROI as like a black and white thing. Like, I sell water. I'm meeting all these people. I ain't selling no more water. But when you're like you guys and you're actually thinking outside the box, you're open-minded. You're always, you got a skill set that can adapt to different things, to different opportunities to make money. Then that's where it really opens you up to opportunities. because you're not just thinking about selling this one thing that you do. You're thinking about how this relationship can be leveraged. And it's not
Right. So
it's not
it's
a negative thing. It's for everybody.
It's that right there. It's your guys' Super Bowl thing. It's like you guys. I mean, I don't think necessarily you were out like knocking the doors to get deal. I don't know what you were doing. Maybe you were, but it's like take a door knocker who's out there just getting his face kicked in all day.
Yeah.
Like no deals, no deals, no deals. Get the F off my property. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Right.
But it's that one door where maybe you hit 100 doors, you got no sales, and you're like, this sucks. But you hit the one door, and now you just sold 10,000 bottles of water right now with one door. Like it's being prepared, being open to those opportunities, and being ready for them when they come. That's powerful, man. That's huge, and
That is.
that to me is like one of the biggest things that I do. So I have like I said, I'm partners with, I don't know if you know him, but like John Malott, he's sold over, I think, $1.4 billion in products in his life. But we had that mentorship program, and we had it basically right up until COVID, and we kind of shut it. We're both a little burnt out on it. We maintained our friendship, but to me, it's like, I got so much from him. I learned so much in that, and he helped me get to a point where I'm doing really well. But to me, it's always like, dude, I want to return the favor. How can I return the favor? But I never really had anything. So what we're partnered on is a life insurance business, and it's like, this is how I can return the favor to him. Like, he has his part because he has influence. He can bring people in, but we're basically going to run it, and he's going to be a part of that. And my only thought process in that business right now is, how can I make him the most money he's ever made? That's my only thought process, like making him a lot of money. And by way of that, I'm going to make a lot of money.
Fuck
Yeah, for sure. Right partnerships, man.
Yeah.
To take you a long way.
Right. It's crazy because like tapping into that abundant mindset where it's like we can do something here that's going to benefit both of us, and then there being enough faith and belief in the building for that to happen, being around those type of individuals, because some people, bro, you could tell them, listen, you go do this and we both make 10K and they're gonna be like, but what's the catch? Or I don't really want to do that because I can't wrap my head around making two people money as opposed to just myself.
Or what am I getting paid like right now from the start?
Yeah,
Instead
per
of
hour.
seeing the big picture of like, dude, I'm about to make a lot of money if I just stick to this and help out and do my part.
Right.
Well, that's why then people don't succeed as much. I mean, some of them do. Some of them get lucky, and
Right.
But like it's always. I mean, it's a theme, man. The abundant mindset, and it's not even like a bad thing. Like, some people will look at it as like you're greedy or whatever. But like, if you and this is like where I come from with it, is if you actually understood like how much God loves you, then you would understand your mindset's so limited.
100%.
Sheesh.
100%.
Because like and like when you say that to people, like a lot of Christians, they're tight on money and they got the limited mindset. But yet but God actually cares more about your business and the vision of your business than you do. And a lot of people, they don't even think about that.
Well, yeah, and it's thinking about it in that sense, and I appreciate that. Like, it's thinking about it like, dude, if this is your vision and you think your vision is so big, like you see this big thing happening, like his vision is so much bigger than yours.
I mean, look at this earth.
Yeah.
Right.
This was his vision.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Us.
It's a crazy thing to think.
this was, like
right.
this is so complex, everything's abundant, like no matter what. I mean, obviously there's people in horrible situations, and so we're obviously lucky and blessed and should continue to work hard and get what we want to happen in the world to happen, manifest it.
Yeah. People in hard spots, we've been in hard spots. Sure, everyone's cards in life are dealt a little bit differently, right? Like there's kids in Syria right now, hungry, shit like that. But with God, there is hope. So like those same families that's struggling right now have the hope to not be struggling tonight, have the hope to not be struggling tomorrow, and they have this creator that they're sending that prayer to, so that's huge, and then so not just people in hard spots every day. That's not the end of the sentence, or that's not the end of the paragraph. You know, there's people in blessed spots every day. There's people coming out of hard spots every day. There's all this transition life happening, you know, and with that, sometimes we think that the rough spot was bad, but it was actually good. You know what I mean? So it's like that
Perception.
Yeah, bro. So that's like that flips everything on its head. Like what you thought was bad was actually good, and that's how amazing and mysterious God is.
And sitting in Scottsdale, Arizona, you can't do shit for them guys in Syria unless you got some money to help out.
100%, bro. Yes. What can you do? You know, send a tweet. I mean, that's cool. But yeah, for sure, bro. Position yourself to help.
Yeah, and it's tough to think of that. You know, like same thing. I come from a very small town. I come from a Christian family, but it, you know, there's a lot of, in a sense, I got a great family. Like, you know, but it was always the like, we're blessed with love.
Yeah,
we're blessed, and I'm just like, that's such a scam now that I know. I'm like I could be blessed with love and money. Like I could be blessed with all this stuff. Why does it have to be one thing or the other? It's like, and I never bought into that, and that's like a point of contention for me and my mom still to this day.
Well,
but
Jesus
like,
wasn't a penny pincher, man.
Yeah,
He
dude,
was.
It's like we can have it all, and then it always comes down to like, you can't help anybody until you help yourself. And you know how many people are you helping when you're, you know, scraping by yourself? Like, you know, giving and the legacy of giving is huge to me, because, you know, that's my grandmother's legacy that she left, and you know, she was a big hand in raising me, because I had a single mom raising me. So that's big to me, and that's my grandma's handwriting. I love you dearly.
Sweet.
Awesome. And dude, that's huge for me. That's important. That's everything to me. So, you know, but it does, when I think about it, it's like, look, I can't help anybody if I can't even pay my own bills. So it's like, I have a duty to make as much money as I can, so I can help more people and do better things.
Of course, man. Of course.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up, but let's tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at @beaboutpeople. Basically, anything that I have is at @beaboutpeople.
At Be About People.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram at Angelic Priesthood.
Yeah, you can find me, same thing, Instagram. It's at rio.osorio, rio.osorio.
Awesome.
Let's do
Thank
it,
you,
man.
gents.
Hey.
It was really fun.
Appreciate it.
Until next time, brother.
Yeah, till next time.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on, man.